Live. Good evening. Is anybody there? Start a bob on, check in, see if 2 people watching this shit. See if everybody's all right. Are you okay, all 2 of you? I'm banned off TikTok again. I'm banned off TikTok live for a while. I've done nothing wrong. I just keep getting banned. So I just thought I'd bob in for half an hour to an hour, see if anybody's about, anybody wants to catch up or chat. I don't know. Currently t-shirt shopping, actually, so I hope you don't mind. Mm-hmm. 6 people. Yeah, I'll leave that till after. You've got me undivided attention. I know you don't want it. But yeah, I just thought I'd bob on. Is there anybody there? My God. These live streams are at an all-time low. But I'm not the kind of person that gives up easily. No. Hello, Jack. We keep going. Persistence is the key to... What is persistence the key to? Success? I don't know. I'm meant to be doing fireside thoughts tomorrow, weather permitting. The weather doesn't look that clever, but I'm meant to be doing a fireside thoughts session with Mr. H tomorrow, which should be interesting. We've missed out on quite a lot of them through one thing and another. Him gallivanting and just, I don't know, plus me being mental. Spent most of the summer this year, last few months, in a bad mental state till I was rescued by the gym and had intense physical training and does work wonders for you. If anybody's suffering from bad, I don't want to use the term MH because it's so fucking overdone. If anyone's suffering from a wonky head or wonky mind, you need to drag yourself to a gym. Now, drag is the operative word because I had to drag myself to a gym. Drag, physically force myself to go, then physically force myself to go through the movements, even though my mind was in a kind of, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Not very productive state. We'll have to do for now. But that's one of the reasons why not much has been done this year, because I had some kind of mental crisis. It wasn't just all losing my channel. It was a lot of overthinking, a lot of other stuff as well. But we'll save that for the fireside thought. Yeah, but I didn't plan this live stream. I just did it. And I'll try and last as long as I can. But you know what? Have a good evening, Tracy. If there's no interaction, this is it. You see, you have fucking 12 people. 2 people have interacted. There's 14 people watching. You have 12 people just fucking sat there, and I don't know what you expect me to do, really. Some of you are there waiting for me to blow my own head off. I know that. And others, I don't know. I have not a clue, really. But yes, I do agree. I do think physical exercise, some form of training, is a good way of combating a bad mind or a negative outlook on things. It changes your perspective. Does it, Jimmy? Yeah, it does. All right, Jack, how was yours? 15. We've got 15 people watching this. Normally I come on at 9:30. I thought, you know what? I'll come on at 9. Now the nights are drawing in. I thought I'll come on now. I'd put music on this. I'd put music on it, but I'll get a copyright strike. You know, that's the one thing about TikTok. You can put music on your lives is like a ambience. Well, Chris Jones, I don't even know. We started doing them again. There's a lot. We're doing quite a few this year. So the Fireside Thought channel, there's lots of the new ones on it. What have you been doing today, Jack? Have you been auditioning? Have you been doing Jack's an actor? Yeah, it would be good if I could put music on here, but you get copyright struck, and I want to stay on the good side of YouTube. For any of you, this 15, for any of you that give a fuck, that trailer to that monster film is now out. That film that I played a killer clown in, and there's bits of. I was going to show it on here. I was going to show the monster trailer on here, but it contains nudity. No, and with me losing my channel over alleged sex and nudity, I thought showing actual sex and nudity isn't the wisest move, you know, because there's all kinds of people to report you. Fraser Lee, Jack's had a busy day, but a good one. No, got an audition coming up next week. Well, good luck with that. Yes, I've watched all the latest ones recently. What did you think, Chris, of the latest ones? Are they as good as the old ones, or have they lost something? I'd be interested in your thoughts. If anyone wants to donate to the channel, I'm sure they'll be. It's at the top of the page, Tracy. But a lot of people can't even be asked interacting. Never mind donating. But it is where it is. Wow, 25 people. There had been a development. We've gone from 19 to 25 people watching. Welcome, if you're watching, and the new people who just joined us, shadow watchers, whoever you are. It's just me talking shit. I wish I could do like a Jugman and have a structured show, and I should do really, but it's just me. I just turn up and just hope for the best. That's what I've done all my life. I just wing it. It should be called the Winging It live stream. Who's messaging me? I'll deal with that later. Yeah. How are you? How is your Saturday going? Is it going good, bad? Do you not want to tell me? Do you not give a fuck? I don't know. Love to all. Just seeing that you are live. Big up Jimmy O, saver of the unvaxxed Scrubber Massive. Good evening, Mr. Joseph Mengele. Good evening, sir. One of the old guard, one of the elder statesmen of this channel. Padge Guitar. I don't know if you're watching this, but good evening to you, sir. As Tracy says, if there's anyone wants to donate to the channel, there's a link at the top of the chat. We've got 27 people. That's the precious piling. The precious piling. I wish I'd have wore a better vest. I wish I'd have wore a more better fitting vest. I need some new vests. You know, I need some kind of like charity that provides vests. I need to rob a clothes bank. One, it looks like I've robbed a clothes bank, actually. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, there's another channel, Fireside Thoughts. What I do with Mr. H from Mr. H's Hot Pot. And yeah, like I said, one of the most profound things I've discovered this year is for a bad mind is exercise over therapy. Exercise over therapy sorts your head out more conducively than just talking to somebody about how you was ignored when you were fucking 9. You know, I'm not sure about therapy anymore. It's not a fashion parade. Ask Romanians, that's what they get their clothes. Yeah, I just need some new vests. Yeah, I've got some new t-shirts, but I don't like wearing t-shirts on a live. I don't know. I just like, you know, when you're in the house, I like dossing. I put DOS clothes on. Unfortunately, you know, when I do the live streams. Good evening, Nikki. Nikki, do you want to have a chat? Would you like to jump on the screen? Or are you happy just to bob about in the comments section? Like I said, I'll answer your voice note in a bit when I've stopped this kind of thing. I don't think I'll be on here long. It's just basically a case of me talking to myself for a while and till I run out of things to say. And then, yeah, there is not much interaction. That's the way it is. That's the order of the day on this live stream. I think most of the people are fucking asleep, to be honest with you, and or they're making jam tarts or knitting a scarf or something, and this is just a background. Me just pouring me racking my brains thinking of things to say is just a kind of a bit of noise in the background for some of them, you know, while they're sharpening the pen knives, or I don't know, really. I have no answers, but it is what it is. At least I've got my channel back. That's the main thing. 28 people watching this shit. There's 12 minutes of your life. 12 minutes of your life you won't get back. 13 minutes. We're now venturing into 13 minutes of your life that you won't get back. Thank you, Nikki. God bless you. That's a very nice thing to say. Shout out to Nikki Baxter. Redding's in. Martin Redding. Mentally ill Jewish Southern elder statesman, yeah, and fighter. He does a lot of fighting. I believe he's going on the Sean Atwood channel talking about his past, beating people up. My name's Redding, Martin Redding. Yes, Martin. Got 28 people in. Hi, 28 people. How are you? It would be so much better with music on, but you can't have it on because of copyright. But so I'll just plod on. I'm fucking going watching a film in a bit. You can only talk to yourself for so long, really. I need some kind of a format. I should watch videos and comment on them, but I just found that a bit too fucking everybody else-y. You know, if you do, do you have to really conform and do what everybody else does? You know. What gets me, everyone was like, I hope you get your channel back then when they did. Yeah, exactly. I miss you. I mean, people miss things when they're not there. That is the human nature. When the things are there, they don't want them. It's like that. A lot of people's relatives never fucking visit them, or even grandparents never go fucking near them. When they die, oh, fucking grandma, I miss you so much, grandma. And That's people. You don't, in the Joni Mitchell song, it said you don't know what you've got till it's gone. You know, so when my channel went down, everyone was, oh, I miss your channel so much. And then the fucking channel comes back and nobody goes anywhere fucking near it. Billy Bulmers, good evening. Are you back doing stand-up? I'm doing a bit. I will do it again. You know, I am not pursuing it. If it comes my way, it comes my way. That's my kind of philosophy at the minute. All I'm concentrating on is going to the gym, and that's it. And watching my diet and doing all these things, and anything else is by the by. Acting, stand up, anything else is just by the by. All I'm asked about is going to the gym because it makes me feel human. It makes me feel better. It's a great form of healing, even though it takes discipline. You have to discipline yourself to go to the gym, because a lot of the time you don't want to go, do you? Yeah, I can't be asked. Fuck that. But you feel so much better when you do go. Did you buy a 5-pack of coloured vests, sir? Yeah, I got the money off your mother. You wanted? Thank you, Billy. Yeah, I like going on it. I like doing them live streams with him. It's fun. Like I said, I should do something like that on here, but you know, I just bob on for what CU's about. You know, hoping that one day I get interaction off my audience. Okay, didn't say anything about my mum. Did you say something about my mother? Yeah, you fucking fat cunt. The definition is showing. The definition of what, Martin? Me being a scrubber. Yeah. Good evening. Keep up the gym. One day, Martin, I'll have a physique like yours. 28 people watching this shit. We're 17. We're nearly 18 minutes. This is nearly 18 minutes of your life you won't get back. What about the war between Mr. H and Mr. B? If you didn't know, Mr. B's buildings and Mr. H have been in conflict because Mr. B stole one of Mr. H's Fred Dibner thumbnails, and all fucking hell's brought loose. There's been video copyright strikes and videos and just chaos. It's been like Israel and Palestine. Really, they need to send a peace envoy in to between. Thank you, Martin. Do you want to jump on and save me? I'm going to put the link up anyway. Is anybody who's decent can come on. I don't want any fucking idiots on. Why I wanted to focus then? Yeah, Mr. H and Mr. B should have a fight, like in like a coliseum, to the death over a thumbnail. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. If these people had two kids, they'd know how petty it sounds. Good evening, Clint. I hope you're well, Clint. Hope you're getting by. We should all just get along. You know, that's what's wrong with the world now. We should all get along. You know what? I went to London yesterday. And for the most part, I just see people getting on of different races. And does that seem like a song, or like Imagine or something? No, I saw people getting on. If everybody just got on, wouldn't the world be amazing? If everybody got on, one of my biggest bugbears and one of the things that angers me the most is the lack of consideration for other people. That is the main cause of problems in the world, is people's lack of consideration. I playing the music loud, driving too fucking close to people's bumpers, just being pricks with people, not respecting other religions not respecting our religion. Just fucking all boils down to a lack of consideration, which is the bugbear of humanity. Don't know what you think about that. Good to hear, Clint. You're doing well and back in full-time employment. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing okay, Clint. Life's hard, isn't it? Like, this year has been so challenging for so many people. You wouldn't believe it. Loads of people I know are really struggling in all manner of things. You know, Nicky Baxter, people equal shit. For the most part, yeah. But I do think, you know, if we all just fucking got on. So it sounds childish. It sounds childishly simple. I wish everybody would get on. But yeah, that's it. The last 7 months have been hard. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. You know, it's not easy losing someone. It really is. But you would be surprised at the amount of people I know who are just fucking struggling with every aspect of life, you know, from losing relationships to wanting to end their own lives, to all fucking every aspect of humanity that, you know, it's out there. I'm kind of dieting. Having said that, in London, went to London yesterday. I had the best fucking pizza I've ever had for years. Oh my God. It was so good. A pizza shop across the road from Holborn Tube Station. It was this sourdough pizza. It was like a weird name, but it was so good. No worries, Nicky. Thanks for jumping on. I shall answer your voice notes forthwith. You're welcome to jump on the live stream when you get one of your incarnations going. Or Alan Bennett would be good on here. I'd talk to everyone and anyone. Yeah, we've heard. Yeah, 26 people watching this shit. Yeah, get Alan Bennett on here for a start. See you later. 27 people watching this shit. I can fucking see these on my shoulder. Calf machine. The calf machine. I know them are not my calves, but they put these fucking things on your shoulders, and but it marks my shoulders. So I've not been injecting drugs into my shoulders. On both, you wouldn't inject into both shoulders anyway. Yeah, it's just me. I've nothing to offer you other than myself and light conversation. It's always better with interaction. But yeah, it's all right. Everything's all right. Look, I'll go and watch your film. I can't have a name like that. I'll go watch your film. I can't have a name like that.
Good evening, Jim.
Hello, Martin, sporting a new hat.
Yeah, it's Fatboy Slim's Brighton hat. I'm in my.
Hello, Martin, sporting a new hat. Martin, have you got the YouTube link open? I'm hearing my own voice echo.
I've just shut YouTube off, Jim.
All right, interesting. I'm just hearing my own voice echo. So
no, such a fan of yours that I had you on my phone, but also on the TV, so I could get the full picture.
Well, turn your TV down.
No, I've turned the TV off, Jim. You can only have so much of a good thing. I want to actually say to you tonight, I feel a little bit of an imposter because don't put yourself down. I missed the first 15 minutes because I thought you were coming on live at 9:30, but everything you said tonight really kind of meant something to me, and I was really reluctant to come on. I've only come on really to, like be like a hand on your shoulder, so to speak, not the damaged one. But I just thought you're just talking so much sense tonight. Yeah.
You know what? This is why this channel differs from the Steve Was show, because you get like, it's almost like the show is like set from like North Korean guidelines of the government, the government guidelines show kind of thing. I bet they'll be sat in tomorrow waiting for the sirens to go off on the phones. Anyway,
yes, I got that message. I'm not gonna having any of that bullshit.
No,
you know?
I've turned the settings off on my iPhone, so, but Tracy did it for me. Martin, have you been shagging old biddies to get that hat? Asked Tracy Nicklin.
I'm way past all that kind of stuff, Jim. You know.
No, do you know what? There's only one person who does what you said, Tracy, and he no longer comes on the channel. Pardon the pun. His name was Stuart Picard, and he was
Stuart Picard. Yeah,
he was almost like Buffalo Bill out of the Silence of the Lambs, really, but more like yeah. Anyway,
I mean, I wouldn't say that I was adverse to finding like a lady my own age or a little bit older, but I don't really think. First of all, I really detest that word. All that kind of those words which were popularized by tabloid papers like The Sun, and they demean what is like should be like a loving kind of intimate act. So that's not really my thing.
no.
And yeah, I think it would be. I'm very much aware that it's at my age, 64. And it's finite time. I like some companionship, but it's not really. I'm not really looking for the sexual angle. But that could be something. If I could buy something decent from the chemist, then maybe.
Would you not get your testosterone levels fettled with?
I think the antidepressants don't really help. When I forget to take them, I start getting like weird kinky dreams, like after 2 nights without them. So
Lord Rothschild, what a coincidence, Martin shit is the same colour as the Israeli flag.
yeah, well, as you know, I'm a Brighton and Hove Albion supporter, and our chairman is Tony Bloom, but he does a lot for Jewish Palestine relationships, and he's on the kind of the peace angle. But yeah, this is my club.
Fair play to you. The real honest truth, Bobby is in. Good evening, Bobby. Are you well? Would you like to jump on for a bit, Bobby? Have a chat with me and Martin. You don't have to. It's an option. I'll just put the link up.
Yeah, I mean, anyone else who would like to come on, I would say, because I'm always like, jumping on Jim's shoulder, so to speak.
No, I don't want you to. If someone comes on, I don't want you to go off. I like talking to you.
Oh no, I'll stay here. But it would just be really nice to get a few other people's kind of let them talk and say stuff. I think you've all probably got a good idea of what I'm about. These days.
But you're looking very you have a bit of an Elton John look about you tonight.
It's really funny because I've ordered some Elton John specs from Specsavers.
Well, are the Elton John's own range?
Yeah, they have an Elton John range. Yeah.
What are they called? I'm Still Standing or something?
Something like that.
As long as you don't find,
I take it like a rocket.
As long as you don't go finding yourself a David Furnish type character to marry.
It's really funny because when I was often accused of being a Gaylord, I often thought that when I was younger and good looking, and still had all my hair and all that stuff, and had a muscular physique, I thought that I could have made a fortune being like some sort of David Furnish bag lady from some of the people I knew in entertainment and rock music and literature and stuff. It wasn't my way though.
You're still good looking, Martin.
I prefer the ladies, Jim.
Nothing. If anybody wonders what I'm doing with my hand, I'm trying to fix my chair because it keeps going back. So I'm not interfering with myself in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying. There's an handle on my chair, and I'm trying to get it.
Jim, I mean, it gets to a certain time that the only person you can get to interfere with yourself is yourself, isn't it?
Well, there is that, Martin. There is that. After 50, it's finding people to interfere with you is quite a mean feat, really. But yeah. Are you still 64 then?
I've always been 64, Jim. It's like my girlfriend Nicola. She's always been 38.
There's nothing wrong with that. Tracy Nicklin's been very rude, Martin. You won't give her a piece of. Would you move into an old people's home to find a woman? He's not old. He's only 64.
It's a consideration, Tracy. I definitely would. I suppose. It's some of the women I know that you can buy like your own your own private apartment within old people's homes, but then you get like the kind of mixed council, mixed private, and you get like the warden kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, it may be a thing for comforting purposes, not for sexual, of course.
But would you not get like some African Kerness putting you boiling hot baths and like torturing you, or was you not that kind of a?
No, I mean, I would hope that I find someone a bit kinder than that. I mean, if I could afford it, Jim, I would email Rose and get her to come and look after me forever.
You should do. Martin, get in the bath. Mr. Redding, no, it's red hot. It's red. Fuck off. This water's really, really hot. You can't. Get in the bath.
Rose had a more comforting voice than that. And I'm sure it was all part of the bedside manner. But, I liked, as regular viewers of the show could go back like 4 years ago when I first appeared on this channel. I still like to keep my fantasies burning. And Jim and John Holton and a few others made a fantastic song about my delusions and fantasies regarding Nurse Rose. So it's all there. It's all there for people if you want to join the channel and pay like whatever it is, $2.99, $4.99, whatever, and troll back through Jim's memories and live streams. Now they're all back online. You might be able to find some little gems,
This channel is basically an archive of the last 18 years. It's an archive of the last 18 years of my life, and a lot of people who've been on this journey with me, kind of thing. How many years ago, Martin, have you been on this channel then?
I think it was 2020, wasn't it? So this is 5 years now. The way I look at it is that I have, even myself as a big fan, I'm still getting new suggestions and things that you did pre-COVID, and I'm watching them having a good laugh. I was introduced, and a lot of characters who used to be on the show no longer. Like people like Sean, Barry, and I think you've always kind of explored, kind of. It's made sometimes eccentric, different people, and you did that before live streams, before the podcast, before everyone went mad, and you've kind of continued to do it since. I like to regard myself as like a post-20 character when there was lots of characters who came before me, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that all this I'm so glad that YouTube saw the sense. It was almost surreal that they did. Oh, hang on, Bobby's here. But yeah, we've got our little world back, because it was almost like your house had been bombed to smithereens. My house had been bombed to smithereens, and everything had been blown away with it. You know what I mean? So anyway, good evening, Bobby.
Good evening, guys. Can you hear me loud?
Good evening.
Now then, Bobby, you brought more people with you. They're that popular. The numbers have just shot up since you've come on.
Can you hear me loud and clear, or a little bit louder, quieter?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Right, yes. How we doing, guys? Nice to see you again, Martin. I don't even remember me. I jumped on one night.
I do, Bob. Good evening. Hello.
And I think Martin, you had some kind of pilgrim wife headwear on at the time. It was a strange hat you had on at the time.
I'm always sporting exotic headwear, Bob.
I hope my shirt's not too psychedelic on your screen.
You know what? I'm actually stripping off your shirt. I'm seeing you're staring into flames and see images. I'm just staring at your shirt and start seeing various random images, kind of thing.
Trying to get to an angle where it goes. It doesn't. It's not. BBC wouldn't let me wear this, would they, for an interview? Anyway, how are you guys doing?
Okay, let me say, Daz the pigeon Dosser from Hedgehog Man's channel. Good evening. I'm all right. I can't.
That's a great name, isn't it? That's a great name, Daz the Pigeon Dosser.
We encourage creative names around here. We encourage you to be creative with your
fantastic. I love that.
Can I just say now? I think Jimmy puts himself down a little bit. Now, it's not always good for a Yorkshireman to say Jimmy, because he sounds like Jimmy Savile, doesn't he?
No.
But I think Jimmy puts himself down. He's one of the founding members of YouTube. He's been here that long. We should all look up to him. I mean, YouTube were found. I've just got it up on screen. YouTube were founded on the 14th of February 2005, by Steve Chen and Chad Early and Jawit Karim, all former employees of online payment PayPal. So that's the history of YouTube. And it says do you know who was the very first YouTuber? Yeah, it says the first YouTuber was a guy called Jimmy O'Neill, one of the founder members who laid the last brick in the platform. How's that?
When I was on YouTube, Bobby, all this was fields. All this was fields and marshland when I came on YouTube, and now it's I've been here a long time.
Back in the day when Jimmy started, it were all ramblers, wasn't it? And people, church meetings. It was all very, very stable. And
it was all very much raw phone footage. Everybody's got slick shows now and almost produced like they're in a studio. Yes. Back then, it was people fighting in pubs and filming it, and just somebody. It was just people with the phones, which in a way was brilliant because it was raw. It was like the punk revolution of the 70s, where you no longer had to be a classically trained musician. You could pick up a guitar. You could learn 3 chords, and in a week you could write a song and start a band. And that was the same with YouTube. In its initial kind of birth was anybody then. You didn't have to go to the BBC, or you had access to put yourself out there, which is hence the term channel.
Yes,
which is still an amazing thing. Now
what I liked right up until probably 2010 maybe was YouTube was still getting their policy right. There were things slipping through, especially in the early days, like when you're talking. I mean, I've watched it from onset, and you get some things on there that you just amazed you. But now it's tightened up so much. There's no freedom of speech. You do a live like this, and all of a sudden, us 3 guys have got to be cautious of what we say. Otherwise, Jimmy could lose his life. How sad is that?
Well, TikTok's terrible. I mean, I do a TikTok live. I do a TikTok live all the time, and there's always somebody to report me for hate speech. Now, I'm quite mild to where I used to be. Back in the day, I would do a lot of hate speech, not just directed, just pure vitriol about everything. But now, but it's just like the problem you have now is AI is running wild. It's almost like Skynet and the Terminator, the rise of the machines, where I lost my channel through AI till eventually they got a human being in and said, no, wind it back a bit. But this is, and perhaps this could be a problem in the big world, the real world, where if too much power is given to a machine that has no empathy, you know, and its logical thought processes are not fully developed to a human capacity, you know, this is, it really is a bit like the Terminator, John Connor, you know, en masse, like, you know. But that's where we're at now. I mean, it's hurtling along now, and it's getting out of control. It's already making people lazy. You know, people are letting Chat GPT write letters for them or write books for them, which is fucking pointless. You know, why would you even? It's not you.
Jim. One of the things which sorry, just to interrupt. One of the things that kind of I find amusing is that there's programmers and software developers writing programs to detect when somebody has used AI, you know, so it's like this constant battle. And one of the things I've noticed on YouTube is that they've started to use AI in the kind of you know, not the thumbnails which you produce yourself, but when you go for the videos, YouTube has switched on this enhancement where they hyper define the faces of people and everything, and you have to actually refuse to have that. So if you make a video, YouTube will by default give you an AI enhancement, and it's just creating this kind of world that I just find it a little bit frightening now. And if you just use your imagination to think what it can be like in the future, and even the professional jobs, you know, my son's just on the ladder in the legal profession, and I'm thinking, you know, all these things which you're doing now, they're going to be able to be done by a machine better.
It's
you know,
it's look, I can't consider an old boy now. Now, when I was 16, one of the things that, 15, one of the things they did at school was teach you how to write a CV, because you know you've got to sell yourself, because you went out into the big wide world, and everybody hated doing it, but it was a confidence builder. And if you got accepted through that CV for a position, it was a confidence builder. You really felt good. Now, how many kids, you know, at 15 are writing their own CVs, or they're just going to Chat GDP? What's the world coming to when it's that easy? How many people are asked to write essays in school, and they go to these AI sites and then just slightly adjust it? You know,
So what I was saying, Bobby, was
what my worry is, you know, the standard of education is going to slip because it's lazy, because the tools are out there now. They weren't out there when we were little kids, were they? We had to get out and do it, pencil and paper. You know, that's gone. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I think what is also happening, obviously, education, they're aware of it, and they're having to waste huge amounts of time using their own software to check that their students aren't cheating using AI. You know, it's just it's mental.
He's turning this into a lazy society.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, example of just what I did when I came 2 minutes before I came on. I typed in, when was YouTube launched? Within seconds, I'd found it. Before the internet, how would I know that? I'd have to make phone calls. I'd have to look in books. I'd have to.
What, as well?
There's no effort made now, is there? You know.
Here's the problem as well. We're taking the word that Chat GPT gave us as gospel. You know, if you ask Chat GPT, when was the pyramids built, and you get so. If there is people over us with a narrative, all they do is feed the machine. This is tell them this. No one looks further than that.
Correct.
I mean, back in history, all books have been changed. I think it was from the 1800s. All manuscripts have been edited to even the work of Freud and people like that. Bits have been removed. What the powers that be don't agree with. Classic example is the religious books. They've been edited so many times. When King, whoever comes in, I don't like this bit. I don't like this bit about no bumming. Remove that. You know what I mean? Kind of, or whatever. I want to have 7 wives. Can you just?
Correct.
Can we just cut this page out? Rip that page out. I want to eat bacon sandwiches on every Wednesday. And no, take that out. And so basically, whoever comes into power is going to, let's just edit things, remove it, but not just the religious texts. A lot of the great works have been,
it's been sold to us as a narrative. Now, you made a point there, Henry VIII with 7 wives. It's a case of the history was written by winners, basically, in my mind, because they're the ones who move forward. So if you won a war in the East and took over the East, like the Brits took over the British Empire, and it's written by winners, so it's their side of the story. The real side of the story isn't out there. So history, it can be very vague. It can be very vague. Obviously, structures that are put in place, etc., there obviously did happen, like the pyramids. But it's if as you say, if this world's ruled by a handful of people all sat around a table that make world decisions, they can say ChatGPT, just like the big C that we all went through, the lot when we're all stayed in. Another word you can't say. It's control, and they feed you whatever they want to feed you. It's very easy to turn us all into lemmings, all following each other.
I mean, if you ask ChatGPT who did the Twin Towers, you're not going to get. It was an inside job.
No. I don't know, Jim. I mean, according to Lost Book of Enoch, they predicted the Twin Towers, and they said that you could have 8 wives. But you could only eat shrimp on Fridays, and you could only bum one of your wives on a Sunday. That's a Lost Book of Enoch. There you go.
It's the same as it's the same as Henry VIII is a good example because he changed things. I mean, how many people in history have created a religion just to suit them, and forced everybody to live under that religion. That these things are in history that we don't really know, what happened. It's a one-sided story.
It's just thrown me that what I was going to say. No, it's not. You've not thrown me. I just forgot. It must have been a lie what I was going to say, kind of thing. But that's where we're at now. Where'd you get the real answer?
Glitch in your controller.
I had a glitch in the matrix, basically, kind of thing. And, but yeah, that's where we're at. So
do you think it's slowly but surely that they're turning us into these robotic humans, if you like? Because even now on this live, they've put restrictions on us. They're making us to be different to what we actually are. Like you said, years ago you had a different opinion and you spoke different. I did. Now they're forcing us to do different, aren't they? Because it's not accepted anymore, whether it's right or wrong. It is as though they're controlling every aspect of us. Maybe it's a bit deep. I don't know.
Has Andrew Tate been arrested again? Anyway, but basically, there's a complete devolution. We're in the post-talent era of society, where you've got TikTok is making superstars of complete fucking morons who just drink. They could be you could be 10 minutes clean off beer, and you want an accolade, or old men in nappies dancing around, or just people rubbing cake in their people punching cabbages, and you have this stream.
Stop
of just
denigrating my videos, Jim. Stop. Okay.
But on a serious
Stop putting me down.
That
Okay.
also, Jimmy, is spread over to you know, media, the TV. Look how many social experiments are doing on TV now with idiots. Totally, you know, what they call him, Essex. What they call that young kid,
Joey
Yeah,
Essex.
Joey Essex. He went on that I'm a Celebrity a good few years ago now, and he couldn't tell the time, and they made a big deal of it. But this is a kid who was 17, 18 at the time, and he didn't know how to read a watch. Now, what they're looking for to put in front of us, you know.
They don't want people who are kind of critical. They don't want critical thinkers, and they don't want people looking up to critical thinkers. You know, they want people looking up to fucking idiots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry about this. I brought you to this conversation.
No, it's fine. I like this kind of talk. Over to you, Martin.
I mean, I wouldn't worry about it, Bob. We're hardly kind of, you know, full of brightness and cheer most of the time. Where it's what can you do? I mean, it's like we moan about the world, but with a humorous face. That's all you can do. Is like, you know, we see what's happening, and you can either bang your head against the wall, or else you can, you know, just, you know, express your opinions in a slightly humorous way. That's the British way, isn't it? To be honest.
To go back to an earlier theme. I've really this year I started to become really het up with the world and everything that's happening. But since I've been training hard and things like that, it really kind of there's nothing we can do to change the external. I don't know what to describe the madness that's we're like circling the drain in the world to this country or whatever worldwide. We're changing deck chairs on the Titanic. There's nothing any of us can do about this. What we can control is just how we deal with it. And
I think, in my view, sorry.
Go on. I was just going to say.
Sorry, it's like we now have like an excessive surfeit of opinions. So these, whereas people read the newspaper, they took it with a pinch of salt. Talked about it with people at work, went home, shrugged their shoulders. Now it becomes like a serious thing where you people kind of ask you to take sides over different things, and all of the things, many of the things in the past you felt like you had some control over, whereas now you feel like, you know, people feel they have less and less control, and nothing they say or do is going to have any influence, or they're just taken for granted. And all the things which we see and hear on the news, it's just they're all maneuvered and geared by such a very small amount of people. You know, even like the protests, whether you support them or not, it's a very small amount of people prepared to get up. It's the police will always mobilize, and you have the renter gang on the other side, and it's the narrative but by far, you know, 95, 98% of the population are just carrying on, and they would just go along with it. It's frustrating, especially when you get older, when you think, you know, when you're younger, feel like you can really make you can change things. And now you just kind of watch things and get frustrated. That's my opinion.
Do you think maybe it's, I mean, three gentlemen here on the panel, the chat might think different, but you know, I mean, it's 50s and 60s. Do you think it's you know, so we've quite a lot in common. Do you think it's our perspective on things? Do you think we're as we're getting older, we're getting a bit more nostalgic, so we go against all this, you know, technology and all this new info, if you like?
I just think it's a lot
a little part of it. Sorry,
mate. I just think a lot of people of various ages are watching doom scrolling, and most of the doom scrolling is hate or division or just degeneracy, and there's not many people just get good things on the phone, you know. And you can, and this year I got drawn into it all, and it's not good. You know, we can't change what is and what will be.
It's like what you said before I joined the stream, Jim. What you were saying. So my experience of going to London was all good. I met different races, different people, different classes of people. It was all good. If I went to other areas of London, then I could find what people are, going on about. But for me, I went to a nice area. It was all good. I enjoyed it. It's an overwhelming experience. Just around the corner from me, I can go to my local supermarket, and there'll be many different races, and it's all good. Everyone seems to get on because there's still a majority kind of white kind of thing. And I think it's in anything, it's when a culture takes over and seeks to kind of set their values upon what's already here. And I think that's the kind of doom narrative which we have, and which is obviously in effect in some areas. And you don't want that to happen elsewhere. And I think you're naive to just kind of think that we can just carry on as we are. But like you said, my experience of going to London was all good. My experience of going to Brighton or going to Hastings or back to my old hometown is all good. When I get near a Gatwick Airport, it's a little bit different. You can find a totally different atmosphere in a town 5 miles apart from each other.
But like I said, when I've not been to London for a while till this year, and when I was going, I was dreading going to London because I thought it's changed. It's completely fucking, the colour of London's changed and all that. But it was exactly the same London. And I had a great time there. And you see people getting on. Well, obviously, you can't say that there will be areas where people don't get on. But for the most part, I just saw people getting on. And there's nothing we can do to change the world stage and what's appertaining. Like I said, and I hate the term mental health. It's such a fucking hackneyed term. It's such a bandwagon. But I've just learned this year how important physical exercise is for the mind, and then how better it makes you feel, and it puts a different perspective on things, if anybody's struggling.
I totally agree with you, Jim. One of the things which I've had I would say a setback in my kind of how I feel. And one of the things which is, I'm not saying it's the only thing, one of the things which is I've neglected and which is lacking is that whole exercise thing, even just doing, a walk around the park every day and stretching and stuff like that. It's just a tremendous difference if you stop doing that, you stay in bed longer, and then go onto the sofa, all of those things. It's obviously it massively gets harder as you get older. But if you stop doing those things, it really does make a difference.
Yeah,
you're right. You're so right. You're right.
There's no encouragement in today's world. I mean, I know I get nostalgic. I definitely get nostalgic. But when I was in my 30s, 20s, there was nothing to sit at home and watch all day. The TV wasn't there. It didn't start at 4 in the afternoon. It finished with the
countdown,
with the standing up to the Queen at end of the night. It was. I got up in the morning, went to my job, listening to the radio. There's so much. It's so different now. It's 24/7 world, and there's no encouragement. There's too much to sit down and. You can sit down and go around the world now, can't you?
There's too much distraction.
Correct,
and you're bombarded with content. There's so much content. You could basically sit on your couch 24/7 scrolling, and you would not run out of things to look at that were different.
That's right. If I fancied going to Algeria or Turkey or Istanbul, or whatever, that's in Turkey. around the world, I can just go find a webcam. It's that pathetic, if you like. And people, this is where mental health comes in. People must sit there for hours doing things like that, believe it or not. And this is why
bad for your mind. It's so bad for your mind to do that, because especially if you click on one Tommy Robinson video, the algorithm then throws everything like that up, and then within an hour you'll be screaming, you'll be wanting to smash your house up, and you'll be enraged.
Yeah.
And whatever you click on, the algorithm is, oh, let's feed them more than that. So you only have to do that kind of thing. But the thing is with physical activity is you have to employ discipline. Most times I don't want to go to the gym, and I physically have to drag myself to a gym, and then I have a voice in my head all the way up to the gym door saying, we can turn around now. Fuck this. Just pretend you've got your leg, whatever. But you put yourself through it.
Yeah.
And I have that voice in my head all the time I'm training. Oh, just have a little. Oh, come on, let's go home and have some Lucozade. But you have to work through it, and you feel so much better.
But as you said, there's too many distractions. You walk into the gym there thinking, well, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, and it's a lot easier, and I'll enjoy doing this and doing that. There's too much options, too many options today's world. I sound like one of these old folk that's wittering on, but we had this opportunity when we were kids, didn't we? We were there. We didn't have the opportunity of being focused on a screen all day, whether it be a phone or TV. It wasn't there.
It's just a very narcissistic world, and the gym I go to is quite old school, and there's not much of it. But a lot of these modern chain gyms, they're almost like a factory, and they're not real gyms, and they're just full of treadmills. And you have wankers who are either sat on the phones for most of the workout, or they set a tripod up and filming themselves, like, you know what I mean. And the one thing I am bad on a phone, but you would never see me when I'm training go near a fucking phone. That's my golden hour where I don't touch your phone, and it could be longer than that. But there's so many fucking wankers, and they'll do one set of an exercise, and so how can you do that? You're taking yourself straight out of what you, and that infuriates me. You feel like getting the fucking Temu tripods and fucking whacking them right in the fucking head with it.
Plus, there's too much obsession and all in today's world. The gym's a good example. People go to the gym, then they'll spend 3 hours on YouTube showing people what they've been doing, and it's obsessive. It's over the top. It's everything that they do in life is over the top. It's a crazy. But if I had my way, I'm not talking about North Korea or China or Russia, but I'd switch the internet off for 2 hours a day just to watch people do stuff. I would.
I'd switch it off for 10 hours a day. I could be in prison, Jim, if I almost made a classic mistake at a gym a few years ago. I think I've said this on the channel before, but a very good female friend of mine, not intimate, used to go to the gym that I used to go to, and I thought it was her on the kind of ski thing. I really did think it was her, and I went literally 2 inches away from her and almost did something naughty. And caught literally at the last moment, realized otherwise I'd probably be in prison now.
You'd definitely be on a register.
I would be on the register, yes.
Yeah, we can moan all day long though about how things have changed.
I mean, we've all been there.
I do believe it's something to do with age. As you get older, you get more nostalgic. I'm happier now. When I was 30 years ago, I wasn't interested in going and walking along the countryside and looking over a landscape that's beautiful. I was too busy rushing past it because I was young. But now they're not even going to see that in the first place, are they? They're not going to. That's never going to happen. He's forgotten his hat. And I would, if I had my way, the whole country would have the internet turned off for an hour a day, including phones, obviously apart from the emergency services. But I would.
Would you have like the North Korean national anthem played for those 2 hours?
Yes, yes.
Or the
Yes.
British,
Well, they have state TV, don't they? They have state TV.
Yeah.
And they all have they have a national and that what they call him that leader that's he's crazy.
Kim Jong-un.
He has a national he has a national haircut. Everybody has to have his haircut. And apparently in the old people's homes,
Singing the Korean national anthem. Is that the actual anthem, Martin?
Yeah, I think so, Jim. I've got it down to a T, mate.
It's a strange. I mean, nothing's supposed to have come out of that country where nobody knows. But apparently, in the old people's homes, they all wear uniforms. It's so controlled. It's unreal. It's a total opposite to what the West is, isn't it?
Well, they want that over here, don't they? Really, eventually.
Well, they're not going that way at the moment. We're not. It's. Everybody's frightened of being, a patriot at the moment. He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy what's going on.
You know what? Wiganers are so tight. I've not seen one flag. Well, I have seen one flag in Wigan. You know what I mean? Wiganers won't even fucking. They won't spend money on flags. So I've seen a couple of. I've seen some red spray on floor on white like junction markings.
Well, we us Yorkshire folk are known for being tight. We've got 3 flags between 300 of us. We share it.
Fucking hell, most Wiganers would peel a fucking orange in their pockets, honestly.
It's something to be north. It's something to do with being northern. Where are you from, Martin, lad?
I'm from the south coast, Sussex.
Right. Yeah, I knew you were
good old Sussex by the sea.
And were you brought up, Martin, thinking that all northerners were sort of like lived in the past and lived in these cobbled streets?
I wasn't brought up that way, but my experience of some of the northerners who moved down south to my employment and lived on my estate, I formed the opinion that most of them were bastards. Yeah.
Well,
I'm very stereotypical. Until I met Jim and other people, I had a very low opinion of anyone who came, north of Birmingham, whatever, Watford even.
Well, I've never been called that, but I think, I know that people think me and Jimmy's got a whippet and a flat cap, and as Mum still sends us out at our age to go get an Ovis with iron bike.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I used to kind of go on about that people in southern England had more in common with people in Normandy and the north of France than we did with anyone in the north of the country. Honestly, going to football matches and stuff, I've been to every kind of Leeds, Sheffield, Middlesbrough, Sunderland, everywhere, Barnsley, and everyone was just really brilliant. So when you actually meet people, you wake up.
You ever get a different impression, yeah. Do you guys think there's a north-south divide? Do you think the north gets forgotten about regarding?
I do think. I think that you get treated worse. I don't know, because all I see now is these kind of videos on YouTube where people are going around, everywhere's boarded up and run down. But to be honest, you can find that down here as well. All of our department stores have closed down, and we have all this. That fake boarding they have where it's all like the colourful pictures and murals, but there's actually nothing behind it. That's down here as well.
I have a theory.
Hi, Selzy.
Right. Now, the government said, you're allowed to shoplift up to £100 before the police will get called. Okay. Right. So this is my theory. Now, you can tell me it's paranoid or not. I think they want that much shoplifting to take place that it becomes commercially inviable, if that's a word, to run a business. So all the businesses closed, so everything's done online.
That's a very dark view, Jim.
That's very paranoid view.
Yeah,
that's very dark.
Let's be honest, over the last 20 years, 30 years, they've created these huge shopping centres, haven't they? And it's killed a lot of towns off. So maybe they're wanting everything concentrated.
But now they're going, aren't they? Now they're going as well. They're all half empty.
I mean, my wife can shop she shops online. She shops at Morrison's, Asda, Tesco's, and she'll have it delivered. Well, I disagree with it. You know, I said, look, you've got to support your local shops. Now, we try and go to our local butchers once a week to get something, just to support the local butcher. Now, you can get the same thing in the supermarket for maybe half or third off that price, but it's not the same. It's you know, it's frozen, full of water, and it's just tasteless. But they've created these big companies, and I think they're trying to concentrate everything into one area. And maybe they are pushing towards using the internet. But for what reason, Jimmy, would they do that?
I don't know. I just want to tell you a quick little shoplifting story. So I worked at my local store. This was like about 6 years ago, and we had these people come in, and they were like one of these gangs you read about. They were like got plastic bags, and they were getting all the stuff, putting it into a bag. And I confronted them, and they kind of backed off, run out, and I got the other male members of the staff. We all ran out the shop after them, you know, and they actually pulled a knife on us, and we chased them because we were, you know, the adrenaline was up and we were into it. We all went back to the shop. We didn't recover the goods, and everything carried on. Nowadays, every single one of us would have been sacked for like confronting them, you know.
Yeah, mate, this is the thing. But at the same time, you know, they're employing people who are not paid to do this. You know, minimum wage to chase somebody down the road who's got a knife, or it's same with,
record minimum wage.
Even the security, you know, I'm not going to chase them. So that
I was just saying,
Jimmy has got a point.
Like
you know, they could be trying to let it go. But what was the gain from it, Jimmy? What would you say?
It's complete control. So then they can monitor. It'll be a cashless transaction. They can monitor. They can monitor everything that you buy, see what you're buying, how much you're spending, where you're getting that money from.
So the thing that I'm the phrase I don't know if you've encountered it is the term anarcho-tyranny, which is where you come down hard on all the people who actually obey the law. So if you're a driver, you go over the limit, and you get a ticket. You park too long, you get a ticket. Any kind of infringement that you kind of might do, even in some areas, putting the wrong bin out for the wrong day and stuff like that. Every person who actually obeys the law gets come down on with like tickets and fines. But if you actually just don't give a shit about any of it, and so you can ride like fucking e-bikes, which are mostly like motorbikes on the pavement, carry out your drug dealing business or whatever, nothing will happen to you. And that's the kind of the world that we have come into. It's like, so some people term that as anarcho-tyranny. It's like, so, you know, that's how I see it. And it's like people like pay up and don't question it because, you know, oh, if you don't pay up, your fine is going to double, etc., etc.
Yeah. Jimmy, in your chat there, Jamie, he's got a good point. Can you put that up and read it out?
Yeah. I was disciplined for change. Jamie's work at Tesco. I was disciplined for chasing and catching a lift at Tesco. The week later, I was disciplined for letting them go. That's when I quit Tesco. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, that's such
that's a point.
Pertinent comment.
Which way do we go? Which way do we go? You know, there's nobody instructing us what's right and wrong anymore.
There's I think you just have to look around and see what's happening. Everything's pushing towards, like Martin said, this digital world of surveillance, monitoring how much you're spending. All the banks now, if it's a new thing coming in with the banks, if more than £300 goes in your bank, they'll be like, it's flagged up. You know, they're just really trying to put down on us. You know,
they want a cashless society, that's for sure. That's for sure. They don't want the hassle of cash.
You know.
And yeah, I mean, honest, I can't go to football now.
I've always carried cash myself. I mean, if I go out now, I carry cash. I've always done it. It's just something I do. But I'd say when I go out, I'd say 70 to 80% of people are cashless. The majority of people are cashless today.
Young ones, the young don't use cash.
No.
It's like what fucking annoys me when you see people, they can't even be asked getting they have the phone, the credit cards on the phone. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you realise what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, so Jim, I'll tell you an example. I went, just using a football example, it's a totally cashless stadium. And I went into a different part with my son, and I was a little bit overwhelmed because it's even more cashless than the zone where I normally go into. And so when I wanted to buy a beer, you had to present your card to open the gate before you'd actually bought something. Then you picked up your beer, and then you had to flash your card again on exiting, and then there was no, that was it. It was completely faceless kind of thing. Enter, pick up, exit. Yeah.
Dystopian.
Yeah, it was. Even my son, who's like totally into this world, he's been to America and Japan and everything. Even he described it exactly the same. He said, "This is kind of dystopian, Dad."
Yeah. It's
the way it's going on, but like we can remember a world of faces and people behind counters and that. But that a lot of the young ones growing up will know no better. We'll go to McDonald's and we go to a screen. We talk to the screen, and then some of them.
I mean, my other son, who also works at like a major supermarket, he actually says to me, he finds, this is him and all the other colleagues, they find customers annoying. I said, well, this the customers who are picking up your stuff, but they find them, the workers, the younger workers, starting to find customers annoying.
Yeah. Gen Z pricks.
Well,
we grew up with in a world of fear and respect as well. The worst thing I could have done as a kid is get pulled by a bobby, local bobby. And do you know what the worst thing he could say to me when I was a kid? I know your father, I'm going to tell him. That's the worst thing he could have said, because back in that day, it was different thinking. If I went home from school and said, teachers, give it cane, which we had in them days or whatever, my mum would say, well, you must have done something wrong. That was her first thought. It's same with the bobby. If he knocked on our door and say, you're Robert's being a beggar, my father would believe him and I'd get clipped round lug. Now,
exactly,
it's what you can get out of it. The parents are the same. It's like, this thing where you don't touch me. You touch me, it's assault. It's gone.
Sorry, go on, Martin.
No, sorry, yeah.
No, 1 minute.
Go on, Jimmy.
Basically, it's to weaken society. I mean, every other animal species disciplines its young with it. And you see apes, if one of the younger apes is messing about, it gets a fucking crack.
Yeah.
It's a natural. I'm not advocating violence, and you don't have to beat the kid fucking senseless. But sometimes they need checking. Now we live in a world now where when we were kids, we didn't have helmets on our bikes, on our push bikes. We didn't have knee pads on your push bike. Everybody's wrapped in cotton wool now, and you can't hit your kids in it. But it's all by design. It's just not to make things more humane. It's to weaken people. It's to make people so weak, and then
they rely on us.
And you break the family units up. You make people confused about their identity. You weaken them, and then then you're malleable. Then you're malleable to do whatever you're told, and the state has the right idea.
I'd like to be talking about apes, Jim. Does anyone, just going to throw this really left field, do you have a favourite ape you might like to be?
That general,
like a gorilla, or one of those blue tamarins, or
the general to Planet of the Apes.
Do you know?
I'd like to be a bonobo.
If I come back, I'm going to come back. I've thought about this many times as a silverback gorilla. What a kill that guy he is. He's got his what they call not a pride, are they? He's got 2 wives, 10 kids, and he's in charge, and everybody, he looks after them all.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, I like to think of myself that I would like to be one of those like wise, like ginger orangutans, but I'm more likely to be. I think I'm actually suited to be like like a bonobo. So bonobos are like chimps' cousins. They actually really do love bananas. They're sex mad. They're the ones who kind of always, just doing it themselves and everything like that. And some of them are really, really shy. And they keep quiet, and they're a bit bipolar. And so I think that I'm really a sex mad, banana eating bonobo. That's how I would like to be.
Would you enjoy the aspect of throwing your own feces at people?
Well, that's something else. Yeah, that's only kinky bonobos do that, Jim. And you're always bringing that up. I think you have a bit of an issue there. Because it's something you always bring it up, right?
Silverback gorilla, that's the one. He's chilled out.
Yeah. I see you as a silverback.
He's vegetarian and he's chilled out and he looks after kids while mother sits there.
Absolutely.
Them videos I watch all day long. I'm sad, I know, but I always watch the gorilla films.
I love them too. I love all the Diane Fossey stuff. I love all the Planet of the Apes, everything.
That's how we want to be in life.
Well, me and you were not together, Martin, but watched that documentary about apes and they analysed that society of apes where they analysed everybody, the hierarchy of the ape society. And
I love all those things. And I was brought up during like the 70s when they had the Planet of the Apes TV series with Roddy McDowall and everything.
There was like a loser ape. And he ended up getting with this single mother ape, and then she fucked him off for an alpha ape. It's like, it's not, you know what I mean? These things happen, kind of thing, But
are you saying that's the kind of thing that would happen to me? A social ape society. That's how you see me. Projecting that onto me.
They should leave you for an ape Steve Beatty.
Well, yeah. You'd probably get battered by a bearded was, wouldn't you?
I wasn't even saying that. You've kind of said ensued that I was talking about you. And where's this come from?
Hey, come on,
I don't know. I think it's just my own kind of simian insecurities coming out. I thought I just wanted to kind of take the whole conversation into kind of a left field kind of direction before we all say goodnight,
Me, the universe of Martin Redding, that's what it's about.
Yeah, anyway, I live in my own Planet of the Apes, Planet of the Bonobos.
Talking of the Planet of the Apes, they got it all wrong because they made the ape, the gorilla, they made it evil and the chimp good.
Yeah. It's the other way around.
It's the other way around because chimps are very
exactly
aggressive. But did you know that a chimp is 9 times as stronger than a man? Now, it just shows how powerful they are. Now, I'm not sure what a gorilla is, how strong that guy is, but wow, they are powerful, aren't they? When you think of the size of them, and when you look at a gorilla, his physique is unbelievable. It's like
welcome to Nature Watch.
So I'm just going to say, Jim, and the next program, let's stream like a gorilla documentary, and the 3 of us just comment and do a live stream, Nature Watch live stream. I'm all for that.
I am, Jimmy. You need to find a video we can all study.
It'd be like it would be like Spring Watch with Asperger's. Right, gentlemen, we've done it. We've robbed nearly one and a half hour of people's lives. So I'm going to get myself. I'm watching a film, not chimps. I'm not watching chimps. I'm not fucking interested in those. You two can watch what the fuck you want. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me. Thank you, everybody else, for interacting. And if you want to support the channel, there's the link. If you want to subscribe.
Thank you very much for having me, Jim. I really appreciate you having me on again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chimp Lord. Okay, then. Thank you, Bobby.
would you give my channel a shout out, please,
Oh,
Jimmy?
sorry. Bobby's channel is the real honest truth. If you want to subscribe to it, I'm trying to find your link. I'm trying to find your link. Are you?
I've just put it in.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Jim.
No worries. Bobby's channel is the real honest truth too. Where is
the real honest truth still stand up?
I've put the link in the chat.
Okay, right. I'm trying to see it now. It's not at the bottom of the chat, is it?
No, it's come up in YouTube, but not in StreamYard.
Right, StreamYard. Okay then. Anyway, right, I'm going to get off now. But thank you very much.
I've enjoyed that. Yeah, I've enjoyed it, lads.
So I'll see you both soon. Good night.
We'll do it all again. We'll do it all again.
Planet of the whatever. Bye. Bye. Bye.